take away all the that's over 60 years old speaking on TV, they will never bring up Michael Jordan because he's not real today.
Yeah.
He's real, like we know who he is, but the only people who bring him up is when LeBron James' name gets. That's the only reason Michael Jordan is relevant.
Yep.
So as you heard, Gilbert Arenas says that Michael Jordan is only relevant because of LeBron James. He's only brought up because of the comparison, or I guess the debate between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. That's the only reason in 2024 or the 2020s that Michael Jordan is even relevant. And Gilbert has this weird thing about him that he'll say LeBron James, or excuse me, he'll say Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and he'll come up with all these good things to say about Jordan, but then he'll throw in digs constantly. He'll be disrespectful towards what Mike did and was able to do, but kind of try to sugarcoat it in a way that, oh, it couldn't go left, but he was still great. He was only a good on-ball defender, but he was still a great defender. He'll throw little stuff like that. And it's kind of like when he says Jordan's the GOAT or Jordan's his GOAT or whatever, it's like your kids when they get around middle school saying, oh, Santa Claus brought me that. They don't mean it. They're in on it, but they say it just to appease you as the parent. And it seems like Gil does that to appease us as a consumer because they know the fan base will come at him with pitchforks if he doesn't put Michael Jordan in some capacity in that GOAT realm of some sort. But saying that he's only relevant because LeBron James, Michael Jordan, one of the biggest sports icons ever, his shoe will live on for way beyond his lifetime. And if it's nothing more than his shoe, which is just a fraction of his greatness, he's going to live on beyond. This isn't a situation like a Kareem where, and I could go on for days for this, but big men don't get the same respect ever since Jordan came that they once did. I mean, Shaq kind of got it for, a few years, but the big man has kind of been pushed to the side when a wing player as renowned as Michael Jordan came and did the things he did. It pretty much said that you don't have to be a big man to dominate the NBA. So that gave way to the wing player being the more sexy position to push, or the more sexy position for fans to clamor after. And as we move forward, I'm going to start calling these Gil-isms, or just Gil's weird philosophies that he comes up with and tries to pass it along as fact. We would like to say that these analysts, or whatever you want to call them, are on the Clutch Sports payroll, and I don't think that with Gil. I really don't. I don't think Gil is one of those Nick Wrights or Shannon Sharps, but I think he has something. I think he wants to make himself look better because he played more so during LeBron's era. His prime was during the early portion of the LeBron era, and he was able to somewhat play well against, the likes of Kobe Bryant and even LeBron James. So him able to put his name and say, I played against the greatest, even though he played against Jordan too, but that was old, Washington Wizards Michael Jordan. So that doesn't really count like you really played Jordan. But either way, it just seems like he wants to uplift LeBron more so than even Kobe Bryant. You can hear him disrespect Kobe in certain settings, in certain conversations, and with certain topics, but he'll give LeBron a pass. And it's kind of weird. So it makes you think, well, is there something more to it? He absolutely says he loves Kobe, but he will flat out disrespect and just tear down Kobe's game in certain areas. You know, when they compared Kobe and Jordan, he's like, he's no Jordan. He's like 96 through 98 Jordan. He became that, but he was never early 80 or mid 80s Jordan, the Jordan that really captivated everyone. But he won't say these things about LeBron. It's just kind of weird how he tries to, I don't know if he's a part of that movement that just wants to move beyond the 90s, move beyond Jordan in that era, and just focus on the 2000s and beyond. Maybe that's his thing. Maybe he wants to say, you know, I was a part of when the golden era for basketball was, and I played these guys, and I played LeBron, and, you know, I had some good games against LeBron and XYZ. Maybe that's it. It's just crazy. And the fact that you're saying Michael Jordan's only relevant because of LeBron James, yet sports outlets, media, fans, whomever are comparing current great and rising players to Michael Jordan. We know Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. They're saying he's possibly the next Michael Jordan. They were comparing players to MJ when he was still playing. Remember Baby Jordan, Harold Miner. So it's like, how can you say he's only relevant because he's being compared to LeBron James, or LeBron James is being compared to him, when we're still bringing his name up on a constant basis when it comes to other players that are still playing in the NBA? And to be honest, you don't really hear anybody say, oh, he's the next LeBron James. I mean, LeBron is maybe a unicorn. Maybe he's one of one. Maybe that's why there's no real comparison. I mean, sometimes they kind of compare Luka to him, but probably just on the offensive side. But either way, we constantly hear the comparisons to Jordan, or who's going to be the next Jordan. You know, where's the next Jordan? Where's the next icon and face of the NBA? MVP, the most valuable accolade you can get, award you can get, besides the team championship, is named after Michael Jordan. I don't know what Gil's talking about. I don't know if there's just some vendetta there. If there's something Michael Jordan did to him, there's something that he just wants to move on from that era, or he just wants to downplay that era because it's one of the most beloved times in basketball. And he's doing this to just weed that out of the record books and get his name and his era and his time in the game as one of the best. And that's the rejuvenation of the NBA, and that's when the new took over and the old was just old and nobody cares about. Maybe so. I mean, it's done in music, it's done in different genres. Sports seems to be the only, basketball seems to be the only sport where they want to push out the old guard and disrespect them and say how much they couldn't do and what they couldn't do compared to the current era. And maybe that's just something within the annals of basketball, that you just want to be the superior time or superior period or superior era, and you just want to downplay and disrespect the other eras to make yours look like it was just the greatest thing since sliced bread. But either way, just want to touch on that real quick. Do y'all agree with Gilbert Arenas? Is Michael Jordan only relevant today because of the LeBron James comparisons, or is it because he's obviously one of the biggest sports icons ever? Let me know in the comment section, and appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this and made it this far, please like and subscribe to the channel. Everything helps us grow, and just trying to keep on pumping out this content. Once again, thank you, and be back soon.